recruiter looks at me and says, Hugo, you've got a great vibe, but tell me about your tech skills. And I thought I nailed it. I said, I have learned how to use 3 different AI prompts last year. And Maria, she just went silent. The whole Zoom call felt like it froze.
Because, Hugo, you didn't just share your skills. You created a timeline trap. Technically speaking, you used the present perfect for a finished, definite period of time. It is, for lack of a more polished term, a linguistic glitch.
A glitch? Come on, she knew what I meant. But I see your point. It felt off. Like I was wearing a spacesuit to a 1920s jazz club.
Precisely. And that is exactly where our stuck intermediate learners find themselves. Welcome to Mrs. English Interactive. I am Maria.
And I'm Hugo. Today, we are breaking out of the past and bridging the gap to the present. We're talking about the present perfect versus the past simple, and why getting this wrong is the #1 reason you sound like a robot in 2025 job interviews.
If we look at the data, the transition from the B2 level to C1 fluency requires more than just a larger vocabulary. It requires temporal precision. Many learners possess a jagged profile. They can explain complex theories, but they crumble when asked to describe their own career timeline.
Here's the thing. Textbooks make this sound like a math equation. But in the real world, it's about chapters. Is the chapter of your life closed, or is it still being written?
Technically, the past simple is used for completed actions in a finished time. If you mention last year, yesterday, or in 2024, you must use the past simple. The door to that time period is shut.
So my mistake was saying, I have learned. Lashed.
Exactly. Last year is a finished time marker. Therefore, the present perfect, which requires an auxiliary verb.
Wait. Auxiliary verb? Maria, you mean a helper word. Like have or has.
Yes, a helper word. The present perfect uses a helper word plus the past participle.
Translation. The third form of the verb. You know the list. Go, went, gone. See, saw, seen.
The logic is this. The present perfect acts as a bridge. It connects something that happened in the past to the person you are right now. But the second you add a specific finished time, like at 5 p.m. or on Tuesday, the bridge collapses. You must use the past simple.
I love that. The bridge collapses. So, if I'm in an interview in 2025 and I want to show I'm still an expert in AI, I should say, I have worked with AI for 3 years.
Correct. Because you are still working with it today. The time is unfinished. However, if you say, I worked with AI at my last company, that implies you are no longer there. The chapter is closed.
This is where it gets high friction for our friends at home. In 2025, everything is moving so fast. We're constantly pivoting, switching jobs, learning new tech. If you use the past simple for everything, you sound like your skills are expired, like a carton of milk from 2023.
Expired skills. An interesting, if slightly unappetizing analogy. But it is true. Native speakers use the present perfect to signal life experience. When you use the past simple, you are giving a history lesson. In a professional setting, people want to know who you are, not just what you did.
Think of it like a social media feed versus a history textbook. The past simple is the textbook. It's a fact. It's done. Lincoln was the president. I ate a sandwich yesterday. But the present perfect? That's your live feed. I've just posted a new update. I've been learning this new software. It's happening. It's relevant. And it's alive.
Consequently, the stuck intermediate learner often stays stuck because they are afraid of the helper words. They find the past simple safer, but by avoiding the present perfect, you are stripping the nuance from your identity. You become a list of facts rather than a person with a journey.
And let's be real, the helper words are tricky. Have, this is has. I have, she has. If you're under stress in a 2025 board meeting, your brain wants to take the easy way out.
Which is why we call it the timeline trap. You try to combine a life experience feeling with a history lesson time marker. I have visited Japan in 2019.
My ears. It's like hearing a guitar out of tune. If you say 2019, the have has to go. I visited Japan in 2019. Or, if you want to talk about the experience, just say, I have visited Japan. No dates allowed on the bridge.
Precisely. We are seeing a significant rise in this error as global communication becomes more informal. Learners see native speakers using contractions like I've, and they try to mimic the sound without understanding the temporal boundary.
Temporal boundary. Translation. The time wall. On one side of the wall is the past, yesterday. On the other side is the now, today, this week. You can't stand on both sides at once.
We have so much more to break down, another phrasal verb Hugo, including the just, yet, and already speed boosters that native speakers use to navigate this timeline.
Oh, those are the best. They're like the fast-forward buttons on your remote. But before we get into the meat of the lesson, I need to get away from this desk and find a snack.
Go ahead. I shall stay here and review the irregular third forms for our next segment.
Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back to show you how to master the timeline. And we are back. If you're still with us, you're doing great. Your brain hasn't timed out yet. See what I did there? We are moving from the why into the meat of the lesson.
Welcome back, everyone. In our first segment, we established the boundary between the finished past and the connected present. Now, we must analyze the speed boosters, technically known as adverbs of indefinite time.
Adverbs of indefinite time? Maria, you're doing it again. Those are just time boosters. Words like just, yet, and already. They are the secret sauce that native speakers use to make their sentences feel alive and urgent.
Precisely. But for the intermediate learner, these words are a source of significant friction. The primary issue is syntactic placement. Technically, in a standard affirmative sentence, the adverb must be placed between the auxiliary verb,
Helper word.
the helper word, have or has, and the past participle.
The third form of the verb. Think of it like a helper word sandwich. The have is the bottom bun, the third form is the top bun, and your time booster, just or already, is the delicious filling in the middle.
A linguistic sandwich. Very well. Let us look at already. We use this to indicate that an action happens sooner than expected. For example, I have already updated the AI model.
This is huge for 2025. Imagine you're in a Slack channel or a Microsoft Teams meeting. Your boss says, Hugo, we need those prompts. If I say, I already updated them, I sound like a pro who is ahead of the schedule. But if I say, I updated them already, it's okay, but that sandwich version Maria mentioned, that is the one that makes you sound truly fluent.
Consequently, we have just. This signals that the action occurred in the very recent past. I have just finished my presentation.
Think of just like a push notification on your phone. It just happened. It's popping up right now. It connects that past action to the exact second we are in. If you use the past simple there, like I finished just now, it's fine. But it doesn't have that live feed energy that the present perfect gives you.
And then, we have the most problematic of the three, yet. Technically, yet is used in negative sentences and questions to discuss an expectation.
Yet is your to-do list. It's the check mark that hasn't happened. But it's going to. I haven't learned Python yet. That sentence is powerful, guys. It tells the listener, I don't know it now, but I am in the process of getting there. If you just say, I didn't learn Python, it sounds like you gave up. It sounds like the chapter is closed.
Precisely. I didn't learn it is a history lesson. I haven't learned it yet is a career strategy. However, learners often struggle with the placement of yet. Unlike our sandwich words, yet typically resides at the end of the clause.
It's the trailer at the end of the movie. It's always waiting at the finish line. Have you finished the report yet? No, not yet.
Now, Hugo, we must address the unfinished time markers. This is where the B2 learner truly hits the plateau. They understand yesterday is past, but they get confused by this week or this month.
Oh, the open door versus the shut door. Maria, give them the professor explanation of a temporal period.
Technically, a temporal period, or time unit, can be closed or open. Last week is a closed unit. The door is shut. Therefore, we use the past simple. I wrote 3 articles last week.
But this week, the door is wide open. It's Monday, it's Wednesday. Friday hasn't happened yet. Because the week isn't over, the time is unfinished. So we bridge it to the present. I have written 2 articles this week.
This applies to your entire life. Your life is an unfinished time unit. At least, we hope so. This is why we use the present perfect for life experiences. I have visited 5 countries. We don't say I visited 5 countries unless we are 100 years old and decided we are never traveling again.
Exactly. Using the past simple for your life experiences makes you sound like you've retired from life. If you're in a 2025 interview and you say, I led many teams, the recruiter thinks, oh, so you don't do that anymore? But if you say, I have led many teams, you sound like a leader who is ready to go right now.
There is one more nuance we must shadow, the difference between been and gone. This is a classic high-friction trap.
The Souvenir Rule. If I say Maria has gone to London, where is she? She's in London. She's still there. The sandwich hasn't come back to the plate.
But if I say, I have been to London, I am standing here in front of you. I went, and I returned.
Been means you have the souvenir. You have the experience in your pocket. In a 2025 business context, you'll hear, have you been to the new headquarters? They aren't asking if you're there right now. They're asking if you have that life experience on your resume.
It is about pragmatic precision. To move to C1, you must stop worrying about the helper word being difficult to conjugate and start focusing on the time wall you are building. Are you standing in the past, or are you building a bridge to the future?
I love that. Building a bridge. All right, I think everyone's temporal tank is full. We've looked at the boosters, the placement, and the open doors.
Indeed. We shall take a brief transition. When we return, we are going to put all of this into a real-world 2025 simulation. Hugo is going to be a very tough recruiter.
So, tell me, what have you done for me lately?
Get your coffee, Hugo. We'll be right back.
And we are back for the home stretch. If you're still with us, you've officially survived the helper word sandwich. Give yourself a high five, or if you're on the bus, just a very confident nod.
Welcome back, everyone. We have analyzed the structure and the logic, but as the 2025 academic cycle emphasizes, knowledge without application is merely data. Hugo, I believe it is time for our real-world simulation.
You know it. All right, class, here is the setup. It's 2025. You are in a high-stakes Zoom interview for a human-AI coordinator role. This is a job where you bridge the gap between robots and people, much like what we do here.
That is a very specific role, Hugo. Are you certain our learners can handle the lexical density, translation, the big, heavy words of a tech interview?
Oh, they can handle it because they have the time wall in their heads now. Maria, I want you to play the textbook robot. Give me the super formal, stiff version of a resume summary. Then I'll show everyone how to active user it to get the job.
Very well. I am a developer. I worked at Google in 2023. I have learned Python last month. I must use AI every day to be efficient. I use a black, new AI powerful tool.
Maria, stop. That didn't just sound robotic. It sounded like a broken record from 1995. Did you guys hear those plateau traps? Let's break it down. Translation. Make it simple. Maria, what was that first mistake?
I said, I have learned Python last month.
There it is. The timeline trap. Last month is a shut door. It's a finished time unit. You cannot bring your helper word bridge onto a finished date. If you say last month, you must use the past simple. I learned Python last month.
Precisely. However, if you want to sound like you still possess that skill today, what should you say, Hugo?
Use the present perfect without the date. I have learned Python. Boom. Now the recruiter thinks, oh, this guy knows Python now. It's a LinkedIn Live update, not a history book.
And my second error, I must use AI every day.
The must-to trap. Remember the VIP pass analogy. Modal verbs, those helper words like must, can, and should, are VIPs. They don't need to wear a toe tie to get into the party. They just walk right in with a naked verb. I must use AI. No to allowed.
And naked verb for a VIP. I shall remember that. But what about my description of my software? A black, new, AI, powerful tool.
Oh, Maria, you just committed a crime against the royal order of adjectives. Even though every word was technically right, the order was a disaster. It's Osaskount, guys.
Technically, that is opinion, size, age, shape, color, origin, material, and purpose.
Translation. The logic of description. You have to start with your heart, opinion, and end with the facts, purpose. So, it's not black, new, AI, powerful. It's a powerful, opinion, new age, black, color, AI, purpose tool. If you mix those up, you sound like a maniac.
A powerful, new, black AI tool. Consequently, that flows much better.
Exactly. Now, one more social stress test. If the recruiter asks, have you been to our headquarters, and you are currently at the headquarters for the interview, what do you say?
Technically, if you were already there, you would not use the present perfect been. You are currently at the location. However, if you are asking about past visits, have you been implies you went and returned.
Right. Remember the Souvenir Rule. I have been to London means I have the experience in my pocket. I have gone to London means I'm still there, probably eating fish and chips right now. In 2025, recruiters use been to check your life souvenirs. Have you been in charge of a team before?
This is the essence of breaking the plateau. It is not just about conjugating the verb, it is about choosing the correct time units to define who you are in the professional world.
Here's the thing, guys. Moving from B2 to C1 isn't a straight line. It's like a bell curve. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fall into the timeline trap sometimes. But when you do,
as we said in our first segment, you must simply get over it. No from required.
She's a natural. All right, everyone, I think we've officially rolled out. There's a business phrasal verb for you. All the secrets for today.
Indeed. It is time for our final summary. Hugo?
Don't mix dates with have. Use past simple for 2024 and present perfect for your life. Modals are VIPs. No to after must or should. Use the it sandwich for phrasal verbs, and always put your opinion first when describing tech. Done.
A very efficient summary, Hugo. Thank you all for joining us today. This journey from robotic English to real-world fluency is a marathon, not a sprint.
But we're running it with you. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive. We've got some big topics coming up for the 2025 cycle.
We will see you next time on the Mrs. English Interactive Podcast.
Keep connecting, keep bridging those timelines, and peace out.